Hi there, it's James Lockhart playing Velda Cairnbright in... I can't say my own name. It's James Lockhart here playing Velda Cairnbright. Really hope you're enjoying the podcast. We're certainly having a blast making it. So do keep listening. If you haven't, subscribe already. There's many ways to subscribe, and check us out on all the different platforms. Do it.
Previously on the Danger Club podcast.
That is a second natural 20.
Oh, MC! Oh, goodness!
Z, look, we've got what we need. We take him out, we question him, and we let him go. We don't need the rest.
Alright, fair enough. I have just nearly died.
We have done well. Come together as a team, yeah?
Alright, we need to find out who's been selling the shiver, because we trace the shiver, and then we find out the culprit, and then we find out the murderer.
There's been another murder!
The adventure continues now.
Okay, let's do our introductions again.
Oh my goodness. Should we?
Just
it's really hard.
It's episode 9.
It's really hard to fake the preamble, isn't it?
Well, I mean, there is no preamble. There's already the preamble's been preed.
People don't appreciate how tightly we script the sort of bollocks that goes on at the beginning of the episode before I say welcome.
Yeah, right.
But it's, a lot goes into it. Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 9 of the Danger Club podcast. We made it to episode 9, everyone. Just in the case of MZ, things got pretty dicey back there in the Skull Cave.
Love what you just did there with the dicey.
Nice. There we go. We're starting off. I can pun too. Don't leave me on my own on this one. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to talk a little bit before we get rounding into it, because there's a lot going on right now. You've just had some pretty shocking news from good old Travis. But I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the backstory bits with characters. And I want to talk a little bit about religion in Pathfinder. Just want to talk to you about God for a moment. And it's not like a... Fuck's sake.
It's not like fuck's
I don't know, that wasn't looking at you. Like, fuck's sake, Scott.
What happened?
No, I massively lost my thread. I wanted to talk a little bit before we get started about religion in Pathfinder, because it's a thing in these games. There are, of course, it's a fantasy world, so there's lots of versions of fantasy gods. And it's one of these things that you either really get into or you really don't. And we're one of these parties where we don't really have a cleric, which tends to be the character that follows a god. But other people have taken it. I know in the past I've never, it's not something I've ever put on characters when I've created them, and then recently I've started doing it, and now I do it all of the time because it just gives you like a set way of role-playing your character. It gives you a set bunch of tenets and things that teach you how your character was raised, even if you don't like follow it all the time. So a couple of you have put that into your backstory a little bit. So I was wondering, I think Colin, you've got a little bit of a backstory involved in that. You want to tell us a little bit about your M's background?
Yeah, so M was adopted by two people who he thought were really his mother and father were kind of lawful and good and helped the town, and they were very religious. They worshipped the gods Eomade. Is that right? Eomade.
Some people say Yomadai or
Yomadai. Okay.
Eomade.
We're going to cut there.
Eomade.
I like Mayday. Yeah.
Eomade.
Sounds like a god that you need help for.
There's many names for God.
Just pronounce it again for me.
I would say Yomadai, although I've heard that may not be true.
Here it says Eomade.
Eomade. Let's go Eomade then.
Tweet in, guys. We're going to start there. We're going to start a religious schism.
This is all going to be cut, by the way.
Holy war.
So yeah, M grew up with that kind of behind him, that religion, Eomade or Yomadai. I'm gonna say Yomadai from now on. That's easier.
It's easier to say.
But if anyone wants to, have a go at my pronunciation, do.
What are some of the things of Yomadai? What has he been raised to believe in?
There's a few kind of not commandments, but they are definitely guidelines. So M will be always the first into battle and the last to leave it. A bit like Will Smith is, the first one in the club, last one out. If you've ever listened to his song Switch, I guarantee that's a good song. It's one of his later ones as well.
What a song to reference.
Anyway, first one in, last one out the club. Have faith. He has lots of faith in sort of like, it's all about battle and it's all about good and they go around helping people. There's a lot of crusades they sort of go on, people who follow this religion.
It's again a lot like Will Smith. It's mostly
very much so. Yeah, if you watch The Fresh Prince, basically M is the Fresh Prince. Because he was adopted, not by his auntie and uncle, but he didn't go to LA. But
fabulous.
Did he get into a fight with some bigger kids?
Were they up to no good?
Started making trouble in his neighbourhood.
In his neighbourhood, yeah.
So it's so his parents raised him to follow this, but he doesn't necessarily follow it particularly himself.
No, kind of what happened is in his adolescence, he found that his mum and dad were actually a crime syndicate. They were actually, they were actually kind of gangsters, and they weren't as good as they said they was. So he kind of got rid of this religion.
He moved in with his auntie and his uncle
in Bel Air, and someone span him around on the head in the opening credits. It was
nice.
The opening credits of his life. I like that.
Yeah, right.
And I like that. As Caragor, you've got something like similar-ish in your backstory.
Weirdly, yeah. Having written this down and then now hearing Colin talk about it, actually, there's some similarities.
Oh, is there really?
Only a few. So Caragor comes from a religious family, but his parents worship Gorham, who is the god of war.
Right.
And being orcs, they generally take it in a very, quite seriously. Caragor himself sort of grew up with it, but didn't really hold to all that kind of stuff. In his view, he likes fighting, but, war for war's sake is destructive. And in his point of view, if there's civilians and people like doing slaves and stuff, they can't fight back. And as far as Caragor's concerned, that's not cool.
Yeah.
So he's kind of distanced himself in a way, but his parents are all very, quite keen to get him involved. Every now and then they might send him a nice letter saying, has he considered coming to church, worshipping with them, and maybe slaying the,
A nice letter.
Yeah.
Priest of the God of War.
They're very
Written in
nice.
blood.
His parents, they're very, really sort of middle class priests of the God of War. Yeah.
Amazing.
Gorham is, he's usually worshipped by orcs, but a lot of half orcs or Horrocks, and men worship him too. And his sacred metal is like iron and stuff like that. He usually presents himself as just like this manifest suit of iron on the battlefield that you can't really tell what's inside of it. But yeah, there is a degree of, you could worship him just for a little bit of a fight, which maybe, Caragor went to a few Sunday school sessions and was like, yeah, it's great, and then sort of went, no, see you later, bye.
Yeah.
That's not his voice. I don't know why I did that voice. That was young Caragor.
Young Caragor.
Yeah.
Let's have a Saturday morning cartoon.
Young
Caragor.
Right, I don't want to worship the God of War anymore. Bye. I'm off to become an adventurer. See you later.
I imagine just the moment he finds out he has to wear one suit of armor all the time and can't vary his outfits.
Right.
Just
Yeah.
out the door.
Do you mean there's no kilt? Right, see ya. Yes, there's some similarities, I guess.
What's in Caragor's religion? How many times do you need to sort of pray a day, or?
Well, that's just it. Caragor's not really a believer. He sort of grew up with it. These days, you know a lot of people who may have grown up with like a particular faith and they don't really do it anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
might have been born into that family because they had no choice to worship it when they were younger. But he's not really like one of the faithful per se. He's got like a little token on him of Gorham's, but that's just more like, like almost like a fashion statement. Do you know what I mean?
It's very similar. I think M sort of follows those the guidelines from the religion there, but he doesn't believe it anymore. Do you see what I mean? But he's definitely got all those values instilled in his character.
Interesting. So we've got religion to bond over again as well. There.
Yeah, and we don't even know it yet.
Yeah,
we can't force it though. As actors, we can't do that.
No, definitely.
Just quickly, this might come out in character stuff, but do your parents approve of what you're doing? Because neither of you are actually following the religion. Is that a problem?
Well, here's the thing. M fell out with his father over this, finding out that they weren't true and just.
Hypocrites.
Yeah, so he kind of went off, and in that time, he never reconciled with his father, and his father died. So there's a whole kind of thing
problem
behind him. He's got a lot on his shoulders, you guys don't know about yet.
Like, that's why I kind of wanted to throw it out there for that, because it's a way of, I think people think when there's a slot on the character sheet that says, oh, what god does your character follow, people assume if you take that, then you've got to be a priest, or you've got to be constantly trying to convert people, you've got to memorize just all the pages of notes. And it's Pathfinder, there are pages of notes on every god that give you backstory on it, but you don't have to. This can be something like a lot of us are in our own lives, you know, stuff that you experience through your family when you're younger, that has an effect on how you've grown up and has an effect on some of your personality, but it's not something that's necessarily a major part of your character.
Could it be something you've completely made up?
It 100% could be.
Just so as the exact opposite of you two there, Shania does follow a god, because no one in her peoples did follow a god, and she felt like this was wrong. She when she lost her whole family and was taken in by another family of Drow and used as a slave in a Cinderella-like story, she found, as she was dusting underneath the stairs and whatnot, a book. Yeah, a book of Phasma. Yeah, she's the god of life and death, right? And she's very interested in obviously because all of her peoples died. She wanted to preserve this feeling that she had, this feeling of empathy that she had, because her family had been killed, and most Drow life is worth very little. All right, they don't really care about it, but she felt like this was wrong, and she had this feeling. She wanted to hold on to it, and something to the scarring that was mentioned in the last episode has to do with the reminding of how she felt and why she feels differently to other Drows and has empathy towards other beings and values life. So there you go.
Very nice. What about Fulton? Just dirty atheist?
No, he doesn't believe in really anything apart from just killing things, really. That's about it.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
One track mind.
I mean, it's definitely not Abadar giving away coins to everyone.
No.
He
just does that because, he's a giving person.
He's a nice guy.
Just to answer James's question as well, just from a minute back, it's a good question. There's no real need for reconciliation with Caragor's folks and him, because when he started off on this path, he was involved with a lot of people who did, skirmishes and battles and things like that. There was a lot of fighting he was doing in his own town and between the tribes there. So as far as his folks are concerned, they were like, oh, he's on the right path. He'll get there eventually. As long as he's involving in some kind of war, then eventually he'll get there. But what they think of him now, where he is now, I mean, he went off to be a dancer for a while, so maybe a little bit different. So
maybe we will find out. But that's something for that. There's a little taster of just some of the backstory stuff that I thought would be interesting to talk about. But that is not what we're dealing with right now. What we are dealing with right now is a murder and an investigation. Yes.
Sorry.
That's all right. What have we got, Caragor?
What'd you do?
I've got a present for Colin.
Oh, wow. No way.
Colin said a while ago he didn't have his own D20, so I got him a D20. Here you go, mate.
Ladies and gentlemen.
It's it's an emerald D20.
It's the purest green.
Emerald D20.
It's green as well. My water bottle's green. My coffee cup's green, and now my D20's green.
So I got
Tell you what,
got you a
pretty
D8
green
as
over
well.
here as
You
well.
got me a D8 as well, Shut
doesn't
up.
match, but it's sort of similar green.
Oh,
I'm going to take
babe.
a picture of you holding them right now. Yeah, you see that?
Instagram key.
Yeah, you might want to hold them a bit closer to your face.
All right, I'll do that.
Thanks, mate. Yeah.
I look forward to pitting your beautiful emerald green die against my orange die that did 3 20s in a row in the last episode. I cannot wait.
Just a quick question. It's a lovely gift, Scott. That's really, really sweet. We didn't know about that. That's a lovely thing to do. Got to say, though, why didn't you get him a D12? I mean, everyone uses a D12, right?
Everybody uses a D12.
Everyone uses a D12.
Just wait, it's going to come up so much today.
Yeah, for those of you who are new to the game, every dice set comes with a D12, and it is never used.
Unless you're Fulton.
Yep.
Did you use your D12?
Yes.
No.
Have you not noticed
the last 9 games
the piles of bodies he's been leaving in his wake?
Because of that old D12
He used that
rule.
D12.
Yeah.
Good lord. Well, there we go.
That's basically it.
I'm pretty sure MZ uses D12 as well, because didn't he also write, was it Purple Hills? D12, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure that was D12. Boom. It's a good tune, that was.
Yeah, it was.
Name another song by D12.
Oh shit!
Hang on.
No, he's
Their
asking.
first one.
Okay.
That's
That's how.
There we go.
That's how.
Fight music.
Instigator.
You could just be saying aggressive. I wouldn't. I don't know D12's catalogue.
Shit on you.
I threw that question out there without the ability to judge it. That's
Fuck your neck.
Yeah, right.
They did fuck your neck as well.
D12. Still do.
Yeah, they've also got break several
lost a
fingers.
I am sorry, everyone, that I
That's
started this.
This week's episode sponsored by D12.
Shit Knuckle. They did Shit Knuckle. That was one of their
Yeah.
famous tunes.
There's been a murder.
rest
Stuff's
in peace,
going down.
sorry,
You've
oh,
killed
yeah.
some.
Yep.
You killed some skulks. Went into their home, beat them up, scared the kids. Heroes. So what's the thinking? What are we? Where are we at the moment? You've been talking about your plans. What are you going to do?
Well,
Should we do this?
We need to.
in character.
You want to do it in character?
So Travis
All right,
has
let's do it
literally
in
just
character.
run up to us, hasn't he, and gone,
Travis.
"Oh, there's been a murder."
Travis has told you there has been a murder, and
Yeah.
you're on the outskirts of town with panicky Travis. What would you like to do?
Well, lads, I really want to talk about, what we're going to do next, but it seems like there's been a murder, so I think we've got to follow the immediate threats.
Wait.
No. We do this every fucking time. I refuse to. I'm not chasing any more murders. There's some people we need to speak to. This is very important. They're called Keenan and Unani. Do we all remember this, or do we all have fucking Nisha?
I grabbed Travis.
This could be connected.
Oh, Travis, I've nearly died twice since I last saw you.
God, you're covered in blood.
Travis, I know, smell it.
I don't want to smell.
I'm a bit delirious at the moment. I don't know what I'm doing.
Em is just to remind Em is just covered in blood.
Yeah, spit in blood,
from being
like,
sliced
yeah.
open. You looked, even though you've been healed up a little bit, like
Yeah.
Healed up with Shania's spit
yes.
and a couple of bandages.
Yeah. Travis. Who has been murdered?
It's another lady. It's a lady from the town. They found her up at the carnival in the Sphinx's tent.
In the Sphinx's tent.
No, it's
Weren't
not
we going to go and see the Sphinx
Yes.
a long time ago?
It's not Agnes, is it?
Is it Agnes?
Because her husband went to see the Sphinx, didn't he?
Yeah.
And she got really angry about it.
Oh God. Okay, fine.
Travis, is it Agnes?
We should go and see.
I don't know who Agnes is. I don't just follow all of you around,
I let
guys.
Travis go.
I think she's a priest. A priestess. That's the proper term. I'm sorry, I'm really panicky right now.
Oh, right.
Right.
Okay, well then, looks like we're all going to solve this immediate murder, isn't that right? I point at all the rest of the guys apart from Shania. solve the murder, solve a different murder.
I can
Yes, I can solve the murder. Yes.
I could do with a
Well, let's go and
drink
have a look
or
at it,
a
and then
sleep,
definitely
wasn't it?
find Keenan and Unami.
Fine. Okay, if we put Keenan and Unani on the back burner one more time, for they will get burnt, and I don't know, maybe they will be dead by the time that we try to find them. Fine. Okay, fine.
I think we should actually go and find Keenan and Unami.
Did you mean
I
that,
think that's
Shania?
what
Were
we
you
need
being
to do.
passive aggressive?
But I mean, we're,
What's this? Is
I mean,
passive
we-
aggressive?
we've been
what you
tasked
think
to
of? I don't know. I've no idea what you're talking about.
I'm only thinking we've been tasked to investigate the murder, which has now become murders plural, 2 murders. So we should go
We've
investigate
probably
that.
fucked up there, and
Don't say these things.
well,
We haven't fucked up.
another murder's happened because we've been fanning around in this
We've
cave.
not been fanning around. But
Hang on, mate. Hang on, Fulton. Bloody hell, mate. We're on track, and we discovered that there was a chain of drugs being dispensed to, thugs. I rhymed that one. Didn't mean to.
Oh, yeah. High five.
Thanks, mate.
We don't high five.
Come on.
No high fives on the podcast.
In the game, we
Clap
characters
myself.
high five.
Okay, he's going to
not
add that in as a
learning.
sound effect now.
All right. Yeah. Okay. That's a challenge accepted. I'll find a clip of someone high fiving, and I'll put it in every time we say high five. I will
Colin doesn't
not-
have enough
Editing
work.
heroes.
Yay! All right, so you head up. I mean, you're doing. You have still currently murdered. I think one more person than has been murdered so far. So you're still ahead in terms of body count. So never do the maths on that when you're
Never
playing a
fair
game
fight.
like this.
Never a fair fight, Pathfinder. You're always just murdering people.
Yeah, technically 3 people have died, but 1 was a guard. So
No one ever
never become a
remembers the
guard in a
guard.
fantasy
Never-
world, guys.
never
No
be a
one
guard.
will
Too
ever
late.
follow up on your murder. Okay.
to the murder.
You all arrive back at the carnival. You can see there is quite a bit of hubbub going on around the midway. You can see quite a few carnival guards are around. The carnival is currently closed. It has not. It was open a little bit earlier today, but after the scuffle, it seems a decision has been made not to open today. And just hope we run. There are guards carnival guards patrolling around the outskirts to try and turn people away. When you approach the midway, you go past some of the places you've been before. The beer tents. No, the one. There was one. You didn't go through the wine market. Go through a beer tent. Go past the big wacky thing that you played on, the lovely Madame Mask, which you never went on. There's the big top there. There is also the large tent that says the mysterious Gerazana, Mistress of Shows, and another sign above it says Lair of the Sphinx. Above that, you recognise there are a couple of guards. Not Dennis. Don't know where Dennis is at the moment, I'm afraid. Sorry, Caragor. He's probably not on work. You do recognise Venlock the Scourge and Almara Dellison, Mistress of the Carnival, are talking rather urgently with each other as you approach. They look up as you start walking over. Almara Dellison approaches and says, "Where have you been?"
So there's been another murder. Where is the body? Come along. We've got a lot to be getting on with.
Well, I mean, in answer to your question, we've been down in the cave chasing up some leads, some heavy leads. Isn't that right, fellas?
Hey.
That's right.
Yeah.
Skulky Town.
Okay. I'm sorry. I don't mean to snap at you. I'm sure you're doing your best.
Of course. We came as quick as we could.
Yeah, I mean, we would take you.
The important thing is that you're here now. Venlock, please go to town and fetch Sheriff Haldane. We need to report this immediately. I wanted to give all of you a chance to have a look at this scene before the sheriff arrives, but we must not be seen to be trying to cover anything up here. There has been a death, and it should be reported to the town.
Do we have a name of who was killed?
I don't know her myself.
Right, well, take a look.
Almara Dellison pulls the flap of the tent aside to reveal a scene of carnage. You've not been in the Lair of the Sphinx before. You've not been in Gerazana's tent, so you haven't seen the layout. There is in the middle of the tent an enormous cage, like sort of maybe 20 to 30 feet across, obviously intended for some kind of enormous creature. There is a bit of straw scattered on the bottom of it. The ground around it is heavily trodden. A lot of people have been through here. It is also covered in blood. Lying in the tent in two places is a woman. The lower half of her body is near the entrance to the tent. The torso and the rest of the body is in the back, is at the back of the tent. The blood of her body is just splattered all over the place. There are deep dents in the mud, as if something has stomped around in here. She appears to have literally been torn apart. M, you recognise that she is wearing the vestments of a priestess of Yomadai.
Right.
A scene of carnage, indeed.
What would you like to do?
Shania would definitely like to use her detective skills to see what she can find out about the scene. I'm assuming that would be using my perception check.
It is your perception.
All
what
right.
particularly are you looking for? Are you looking for?
I am looking for evidence that obviously this scene looks a lot like the beast has torn the woman in half.
Sure.
I'm looking for evidence to the contrary of that.
I would like to, Caragor would like to help Shania in that as well, or Gary. He sees this before, when we did this before a couple of adventures ago.
Sure.
It's now a thing that we do.
It is. We're doing the cop thing.
What do you want to are you examining the scene, or are you examining the body?
Why don't you examine the body, and I'll examine scene.
Sounds good. I do like a bit of blood.
All right, cop, high five.
Cop, high five. Yeah.
There you go.
Em would like to. Oh, sorry. You two do your thing, and then I'll.
So the examining the scene is going to be either a perception check or a survival check. That's up to you.
Oh, so you want me to roll that again? Should I roll that?
Well,
again?
you've rolled the dice, so you can apply that to it. I mean, normally say which skill you're going to use before you roll the dice. The body is going to be a heal check or a perception check. You can do
okay, let's have a little look at which one is better. Ooh, heal. Yeah, I'll go for a heal, please. Bob?
For a heal check.
But I rolled really badly. Oh, shit. But you're helping me, but you didn't help me because you rolled a 1. Is that correct? And Yeah. All right. So 10.
So a 10 on your a 10.
What a build-up.
A 10 on your
It's a great build-up.
Do I get that 1? Because that would make
No,
it.
don't bring attention to the 1.
So
Did you roll a 1, Scott?
He rolled a 1.
I think Scott rolled a 1.
Scott rolled a 1.
that is you mean to go on.
Caragor goes over to the torn body, then gestures at the wood that's holding the tent up and said, "I think this wood is spine." He clicks his fingers, does some air guns, and then walks to the back of the tent in shame.
Oh my goodness. And a 10 on your heal check.
Yes.
You managed to ascertain through a little while of looking at it that a large creature tore this woman in half. Unfortunately, you are unable at the moment to ascertain anything more from the cause of death.
Okay, so,
it looks like she was torn apart by a big creature. That's all we can tell. Yes, Velda.
Could Velda cast Detect Magic, please?
You can cast Detect Magic. There is no magic currently active in the area.
Can M is the torso face down or face up?
The torso is face up.
Face up. Can M just kind of stagger over? He's still pretty,
Yeah, still.
Can he just kind of wander over and then drop to his knees?
Yeah.
And just have a look at the face and have a look. Has she got the emblem of Yomadai on her?
Yeah, she's wearing full vestments of Yomadai,
yeah,
so she definitely, her robes have the symbol of Yomadai on them. So
and would I be able to check if she's a cleric? Or
you would imagine from her outfit,
a
yes, she
paladin.
was a cleric. She would have been a practicing member of the priesthood rather than just a worshipper.
Okay. M's just gonna say that kind of to himself, but if anyone can hear it, they can. Just if they're near me.
Sure.
Just say that this was a priest of Yomadai.
Of who?
Yomadai.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that just a little bit louder and less breathy?
Yeah, it's just.
This woman, she was a priest of Yomadai.
Don't you pronounce it Ayamedi?
I made a Yomadai. There's different pronunciations to whatever you go.
Let's call the whole thing off.
Is there
When
a
potatoes
temple to Yomadai in the town?
You were told there is a couple of you know this. Velda, you know this, and probably Em and maybe Fulton. Fulton drinks a lot, but
I might have pointed it
you
out
probably
to him
have
in a
passed it.
drunken-
There is the one temple in the town is a temple to Yomadai.
Okay.
You were told very early on in your investigation that's where the body of Arkham Waller was taken.
I would like to. Caragor would like to use a survival check to see if he can see where the bloodied tracks of what presumably the beast that has been in here has gone out, and see if he can ascertain which direction it heads in.
Yes, you may do that. Go ahead and make a survival check.
Is that a natural 20?
Yeah.
Oh, good old clear dice.
Natural 20, yeah.
Natural 20. Okay. So, you managed to find a few things with that, looking around. You find again some heavy-looking footprints around the body. Again, they appear to be of a bipedal creature, so a two-legged creature. They are clawed. They appear to once again appear out of nowhere, as if the creature suddenly dropped from the sky. However, you're indoors, so that is perhaps unusual. It has claws. You're fairly certain from where it walked that it was the creature that attacked her. They can see them heavily around there. However, you also notice it's very hard to find these because obviously this area gets a lot of traffic. A lot of people come to see the Sphinx. But you do find some more recent footprints, again of booted footprints, that lead to the back of the tent near where the upper body is, where you see where you notice that a couple of pegs have been pulled up, meaning that the tent can be lifted. And as you peer out, you can see those booted footprints lead out of the tent, and a little bit further off around the corner of some wagons.
Caragor starts sniffing. Lads, I found something that we might not have ordinarily found.
What's that?
These tracks, they go out the other side of the tent, and they don't all belong to the attacker, to the bestial attacker. There's other booted tracks there, and they go somewhere else.
The booted tracks, you say?
Yes.
You mean
that's right?
this is him?
Gary,
the booty man!
High five. Click. But wait, before we go, and this is definitely something we've got to do now. Is anybody with us in the tent?
Almara is standing near the entrance to the tent with a couple of guards.
Excuse me, my lady, I've got to ask the obvious question. Where's your Sphinx?
Jerazana, she would... we don't keep her in the cage all of the time. She has a wagon where she is stored in between shows. She is there at the moment.
You might want to... I mean, I don't know about you lads, but I don't think she's a suspect. But if this even gets out even closely, she's going to be. And you might want to put her under an extra guard.
This would be a very good idea.
Good idea.
I will see to it. I will make sure that she is well guarded. You can trust me. She will not get out.
I mean, we should follow the tracks, but we also definitely need to speak to her. So, tracks first, then follow, then speak to Jerazana.
Yes,
What do you think?
this way. Yes.
Yeah, I think.
All right, follow me.
All right, I will... Travis, can you arrange for a meeting with Jerazana? Right away, Mr. Stellison. He nods and runs off into the carnival.
Yeah, God, Travis, why didn't you do that before, eh? Why don't you just arrange a meeting with the Sphinx before? God, we've been asking for it for about 3 adventures now, Travis.
He stops for a moment, and you can see his hand moves as if he's almost considering flipping you off as he runs. Then he thinks better of it and just carries on running. Poor Travis.
Like driftwood, running away from the danger club.
Okay, you follow the tracks out the back. Sure enough, you can see the as soon as you lift up the tent at the back, you can see that it has been deliberately pulled up to allow somebody in and out through the back. You follow the tracks around a couple of wagons to where you find a pair of tearaway clown costumes lying on the floor, like kind of quick release ones just dropped on the ground. And at that point, the tracks then lead back into the main thoroughfare, and you lose them amidst the general travel.
Right.
I'm going to investigate this clown things now. Shania goes and gives them a snifty.
And I'm going to help you.
Right.
Great. Cop.
Wait, which skill are you using?
Perception.
I guess it has to be perception,
to look
right?
at
Okay,
these
right.
clown costumes. Yeah.
Oh, crikey, it's come out.
Missing the dice box.
Do I take that roll?
Yeah,
or do you
go
want me
for
to
it.
roll?
That's fine.
That's
That's
fine.
fine.
Okay, fine.
Not
Okay.
cracked.
I got 12.
A 12. You have a look at them. They're human-sized, so of sort of average. They would fit an average build human. They are designed to be released quickly. So, like I said, they've got a couple of buttons down, a few buttons down the back that, if undone quickly, they can just be pulled off. And they appear to have been dumped in a hurry. That's all you can really get from that.
Do you mind? Hang on, wait. Sorry, lads. Sorry. I really want one. Do you mind if I take one?
Well, just hold on a minute.
One of the clown
Yes, I mean, if
Quick
you'd
release.
like to take one.
Yes,
hang
that's
on a minute.
gold for costume. You can just bosh it right off. You've got a costume
Let me
underneath.
just have a think. Can Velda make a knowledge local check to ascertain where you'd have got a costume like this locally?
Yes, you can.
And that's including if it's nicked from the carnival
Sure.
or from a shop.
Yep.
18.
Loads.
Oh, lots and lots. So that'd be 26.
Yep. You have seen clowns in the carnival wearing these costumes. You've seen these are the standard clown costumes that are used by the carnival. So they're around quite a bit.
Do they have a changing room? Is there somewhere where they're stored and kept and things like that?
There is a changing room. It's right next to the big top, so it's quite close to here.
Right. Could be somewhere else to check out.
Could I quickly ask, with the knowledge that Janai already has of the sculpts and stuff, are they the right size for Kenneth and Unani as well, or would they be
based on the sculpts you've seen? Yeah, they would fit the sculpts. They would look pretty baggy on them because the sculpts that you've met are all very thin. But yeah, they would fit them without looking ridiculous.
Okay, but I'm going to say it's more likely they were worn by humans. I think. Yes. Okay.
So these could be the drug guys, couldn't it? I mean, I don't know.
It could be. I mean,
The people who sell the drugs,
are we
would they
dealing
dress up
with
as
a
clowns and
shapeshifter?
kill people?
I mean, I know this has been said before, but so there's been 2 sets of prints leading away from the monster attack. So is it a druid? or a shapeshifter or something like that?
No, remember last time we found also normal sort of average feet types that were around the other murder sites that were also leading away. It might be that the same two are being used to facilitate each body hide after the murder's done. But lads, as well as that...
That body wasn't hidden, that body was just left in the tent.
No, it wasn't. But the other thing that appeared in there was a two-legged thing with claws that just apparently appeared out of nowhere. We've got to possibly factor in... teleporting.
I believe that the humans that were giving the shiver to Keenan and Unani, these are the same humans that are trying to control the Sphinx and perhaps even creating these murders. This is what we think. Now, the way to find out who these people are, we must speak to Keenan and Unani. It's the only way forward.
That was on my mind, Gary.
But I think Velda had clued onto something about where the clowns might be changing.
Yes, there's a changing room over there by the big top. That's where they all get changed.
So good one, right? Do we A, Keenan and Unami, or B, talk to the Sphinx, or C, find the clown's changing room?
I mean, we were going to go and see the Sphinx a long time ago, like yesterday or something.
As we're here, perhaps we could go and look at the changing room, check out the Sphinx, and then go on our journey to find Keenan and Unami.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, fine. 2 more side quests.
You're excited, aren't you, Velda?
I am actually. I'm actually quite excited.
Latching onto your energy, mate. Yeah, you're getting in it now, aren't you? Yeah.
I am.
Can you punch me in the face, mate?
I weakly punch him in the face.
God, that's right, yeah, bloody hell, the fucking Danger Club, that's right. God,
you're
men.
so strange. Right, good.
Can I make a little check and see if we can see any tracks going off?
Survival check, that will
Survival, okay.
Do you want to help with that?
Well, you can do. This is my first roll.
Ooh.
He's very helpful, isn't he, Caragor?
He
loves getting involved.
So, first roll of the emerald green die there. So,
I'm trying to let you do this yourself.
Oh, it's a natural one. No, it's not.
It's not. Oh, do you know what? It moved.
It was a
but
9.
It was
It was a
on
9.
a 9. So that is 10.
10. Okay, yeah, you're not able to. You're not really able to find anything extra. You have a look around for the tracks, but yeah, you don't find any others.
Shania has strode off in a little bit of a strop towards the clown changing room.
The clown
really wants to get on with this and go and do something else.
Shania.
Yes. What is it?
Hold on, we don't know Shania's name yet, do we?
Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Gary! Gary! Hey, lads, Gary!
Shania forgets to react to this problem.
Gary!
That's me.
Gary!
Yes, hello, what is it that you want?
Took you a long time to turn around there, Gary. Bloody hell.
What? Oh, well, I have my ears are covered with bandage. I can't hear. What is it?
I'm just saying that we've... do you know where you're going?
Yes, we're walking over here. There's a clown changing room.
I'm pretty sure Velda was the only person who knew where it was.
Yes,
he pointed over this way, and I walk in the way that it pointed. Yeah, good.
All right, good.
Yes, just over here. Are you coming? Fuck's sake!
Yes, I suppose we're coming.
In many ways, I am looking forward to the point where no one in this group are using multiple character names, because it will be easier to follow. But I'm also going to be really sad when we don't have a time where people just randomly shout Gary in the middle of an adventure. Okay, you head around the big top to the changing tent, and push your way inside, where you see a clown with an armful of clothes. The clown turns around and stares at you.
I grapple him.
Clown! Wait, stop! Wait!
I leap at him. Caragor jumps right at him, pins him to the ground.
Make a combat maneuver check against the clown.
Shania comes running in to ask questions, cop style.
I run up and say, "Is this clown bothering you?"
I'll just pull out an ale and start drinking it.
Just a tankard out of your
That's out of my pack
and start drinking.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That's quite a lot. What did you get?
That's 20 total.
A 20.
Stay where you are!
Caragor runs across and just spears the clown and just drops him to the ground and pins him on the floor.
Shania comes running up.
The clown lets out an almighty kind of squeak as you hit him, as his huge shoes go up in the air and he lands on the floor. A whoopee cushion hidden somewhere in his backside goes off, and you pin him to the ground. He looks at you in terror. Oh, what is going on?
Yes, sir. Has there been anyone in here that has been suspiciously stealing clothes from you? Is there a clothes stealer about you? Perhaps wearing boots?
Nobody steals clothes from me. I am the master clown seamstress.
Are you sure about this? Because we have some of your clown clothes right here. I hold up the clown clothes that I'd put in my pants for.
What?
You wanted them, right?
So what? Would you want to keep them in your pants for?
Just because that's where Shania put stuff.
Shania just turns around, hitches up her robes, and just starts just gradually, like a magician's handkerchief, just pulling costume out from between the legs.
Gonna have to wash them now if I want to wear them.
If you're going to, there was a murder done in something, you're going to watch them anyway, yes? I mean, please, come on.
right,
Just because I like to keep murder clothes near my private parts, that's my own thing. Now, you clown on the floor! We have your clothes right here. There is perhaps someone who has stolen this from you?
Where did you get some of my costumes from?
They were at a murder scene.
A murder?
No.
What?
No,
Yes.
there's been no murder. No.
What? I mean, there
There
has.
were- No, let's not. Caragor's like trying to whisper to the Danger Club over the top of this seamstress clown. No, let's not say that now, lads. Let's just, because we don't want to start a panic, For the audience, sorry, I was just holding my hands as if I was grappling someone, but you can't see that. So just imagine that I am doing.
Very convincing.
It was very good.
I go and sit by Fulton and take out an ale as well.
The two of you start drinking as you watch Caragor choke a clown.
Okay, so...
Not for the first time.
These clothes were found in a place where they should not be. Anyway, just fucking...
Was that a question or a statement?
That was a statement. This is a question, okay? The question is this. Have you seen anyone around that might be stealing clothes from you?
No, nobody has come in here. Well, except when I was out on my break.
So, who came in when you were out on your break? How can we find this out?
I don't know. I was on my break. I wasn't here.
How do you know that someone came in?
Well, if two of my costumes are missing, then somebody must have taken them.
Are you lying to us?
What? Why would I lie to you? I'm a clown.
Sense motive.
I only wish to bring joy.
I also help Gary, with this role.
Oh, for the love of...
It's all right. I did okay.
Hard to read a clown.
But what about with a roll of 14?
Well, 14 that becomes a 10, which is plus 2 to your check.
Oh no! What was it? My sense motive.
Sense motive.
That's what I was doing. Remember everything. 6.
6, which gives you a total of 8. This clown's pretty cagey. It's quite hard to tell what's going on under that makeup and that big squeaky nose.
Damn it. Okay.
Listen, all right.
Who else has access to this room?
I mean, it's a tent, so sort of anyone who wants to open it. But
You are very wise.
they'd have to be pretty sneaky, though. The carnival's been closed, so the guards would have thrown anyone out.
Sounds just like our culprits. Sneaky, wearing boots, with teeth and eyes.
Well, yes, you need eyes to
exactly
wear
like
the
it.
costumes. That's who they're designed for.
Well, you just
Maybe
been-
teeth. I've got the false teeth if you want to wear those.
You're being sarcastic with me there.
No, I'm just trying to be helpful.
I tweak his nose.
He involuntarily laughs.
All right, I'm gonna let you go now, clown.
You better watch out though, because this clown isn't big enough for the both of us, right?
Oh.
Hey!
I don't get it.
Well, shut up.
Was that a fat joke?
What?
Was that a fat joke?
A fat joke?
Is the clown fat?
The clown's fairly big, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was stuffing.
No,
But no, it wasn't.
That's about Vodavelda.
Oh, so now he's the fat shamer.
You haven't said anything for
damn you,
ages, and then the first thing you do is a
hells.
personal attack.
Felder, come on, mate.
Oh,
Gorham's
jeez.
balls. You are just non-stop, aren't you?
Such a terror.
I'm sorry.
You let the clown up, and he gets up squeaking and Whedon dusts himself off. I'll do anything if I can think of anything to help you. Then I will anything except for you, cruel man. You're a nasty man, but the rest of you're a tit. Apart from the violence. Clearly, you're trying to do something good. Here, would you like to smell my flower?
Oh, yes, okay.
yeah,
Thank
go
you
on.
very
Yeah,
much.
sounds
Yes,
like a good deal.
It smells the flower.
Don't smell it. Don't smell it. Don't
He
smell it.
leads the flower over to Shania. It smells really nice. And while you're all focused on that, he attempts to sucker punch Velda. That's a 5 versus Velda's flat-footed AC.
Opposed to my flat-footed AC, why that? It might still work. So
Velda's pretty.
no, 10. 10.
Velda knocks the hand aside. He turns and runs away.
Yeah, you better run.
Squeaky shoes squeaking all the time as he runs off out the tent. And
Caragor has a little chuckle. That was funny.
Well, I suppose he's a clown, so.
So that was good.
We haven't done anything.
What are we actually doing again?
Well, no, good lead, Velda.
Well, don't bring me. I thought we'd go and look at it.
I was being genuine. I was saying good lead.
Should we look around?
No, let's go do what was it? B or C?
We need to speak to now the Sphinx. Yeah.
Sphinx.
Okay.
Sphinx.
We get this done, and then finally.
Hang on, let me just be clear. What we might have learned something tiny from this. Did we learn anything tiny from this at all?
Well, whoever it is, they are part of the carnival. Is that, or they have very good disguises because they would have been recognized. Okay, because
Listen,
it's been shot.
unless they were skull.
If we go and see this Sphinx, is this going to be some sort of battle? Because I think we might need to.
I would certainly hope not.
I
Because
agree.
people get their asses kicked.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree with everyone else. I don't think they're a suspect.
No, it's just,
I don't think it's the Sphinx.
So we're going to go and see the Sphinx.
Yes, we should
Get
see the
some
Sphinx.
information.
What time of day is it, Dan?
It is. The sun is beginning to set. It is. It's not quite night yet, but it's getting late in the afternoon now.
Sun's getting real low. All right, so we'll listen. Honestly, Em, I know you're a bit. Just hang on for a little, maybe 45 minutes, an hour longer.
I'm good.
We'll go have a chat, and then we'll get you into bed. I'll tuck you in. I'll get you some nice boozy yak's milk. All right, I'll do you a little foot rub if you want, mate. Do you like that?
No.
It's really strange.
No. Look, I'm fine. I'm the first into battle, last one to leave. So go hard or go home.
All right,
I'm in. Let's go and do what we need to do.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
To the Sphinx.
All right, you head back over to the lair of the Sphinx to find Amara Dellison to see if she set up her meeting, and you find that several people from the town have arrived while you're there. There is a sizable group of civilians, but there is.
Did you hear my
also,
eye roll just then?
Yeah, I did hear your eye.
Just checking. Just
Heard
checking.
it right
Everyone
through
had
my
the eye roll.
headphones. Along with them is Sheriff Feldane and several of the town constables. As you approach, one of the constables moves to cut you off from the group and approach you. All right.
Who are you?
Oh, it's Bobby.
Oh yeah, Bobby. How you doing? So I've taken a few blows.
Where to see the Sphinx?
Not very well.
And a meeting.
Join.
We can join, can we? We can go in.
Yeah.
Thanks. Thanks,
All right.
Bobby. All right, go in.
Why did you stop?
Again, steps out of the way and lets you pass.
Can we just go straight?
Bobby.
We're in.
Thanks so much, Bobby.
What was
I
the
like
point?
your bracelet.
Well, Travis told her we were coming like ages ago.
Why does he do? Why does that Bobby do that? Why does he just stop us, just grunt at us, and then move out of the way?
I don't know.
He's friendly, isn't he? He's
It's-
all right.
it's-
He
just
wasn't.
being
He said.
friendly,
I
he's a
think
nice
he just said
guy.
all right.
Do you reckon he wants to be part of the Danger Club?
No.
Probably
The what?
not.
No, I
I
don't
don't
think. I
think
think
so.
Bobby's mind is something else.
I thought we were called the Danger
It's-
Team or the Danger
it's-
Perspective or something.
The Danger Perspective. The dangerous points of view. Thought crime.
Yeah.
Danger crime.
Some sort of danger thing.
For an acid rock
We were
band
still
in the
doing
60s
like
then.
Travis was like a focus group last time we saw him.
Oh yeah. Travis.
No, I think so. Here's
Oh, no,
Bobby is
that
just
was-
like the people when you go to work and they're on the door and you come by and you go, oh hello, and they like to shake your hand every time.
When
And
you
look in
go
the eye.
when you go to work,
yes, when you go to do your
people
thing
on
that you
the
do.
door.
Yes, people that do this.
You talk about guards.
But yes, kind of.
Yeah, I mean he is
when
a
you
guard.
break into a castle and you go, oh hello, and they go, oh nice to see you again.
Hey.
When you break in and do the thing, you don't know what I'm talking about?
What the fuck are you on about?
You know, the friendly guys. Just like to say hello.
You hear the crowd are in quite an uproar as you arrive, pushing and shouting. You see a man towards the front. Fulton, who you recognise as Borovis Moncolio, the man who fired you from your job, and who you embarrassed on the test of strength in episode 1. He's part of the group. He's shouting out. He's shouting out, This is fucking ridiculous, Sheriff. That's 3 people dead now. When are you going to do something about this? Your sheriff is trying to calm the crowd. Look, just keep everyone. I didn't ask you to come up here.
Should I bowl straight in? Have no worries. We are on the case.
What the? Oh, bloody hell, it's all of you lot.
Hello.
That's
Hello.
right.
Hi,
Sheriff.
Okay,
We're
we're
here.
here to calm down all of this stuff for you now.
This is... I should have known you'd be here before I am. They've been giving you inside information. They haven't been passing to the guard.
What, who?
No, we are just
These
really,
carnies.
really smart.
Tell me you've got something.
Yes, we've got something.
We have some.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, we've all got something, I think.
The crowd causing you trouble there, Sheriff.
I can deal with the crowd for now.
Can we go see the Sphinx?
What? Why are you asking me? I'm a sheriff of the town. I got nothing to do with the Sphinx.
All right, we're going to go in and see the Sphinx.
Well, in that case, see you later. We're going to speak to the Sphinx.
That's what you, Sphinx.
Hey, this was such a good pun. It works for me.
So spontaneous.
The sheriff turns back to Amara Dellison from all of you. And says, "Look, I don't know what's going on here, but right now it doesn't matter. I've got dead people in this town, and clearly you've got a Sphinx on the loose. You've got some kind of creature that you've brought into my town, who you've let loose, and it's killing our people. And now it's killed our
this
players."
is not
It's
the
in a
case.
No, it's not the
It's in a
Sphinx. It's not the
cage.
Sphinx. One of the victims was in the room where they keep the Sphinx. I mean, what kind of an idiot would murder someone in the room where she is?
Also,
Okay, this, we don't need to tell you this. It's fine. We are
Oh,
on the
wait.
case,
no,
okay?
No, this is the sheriff.
Also,
Yes, exactly.
in the tent for the second victim, it just appeared out of nowhere. It didn't. It just appeared. The tracks appeared inside the tent. So it's like something got teleported there or something.
Yeah, Sheriff. No, we do owe you a bit of an explanation. Honestly, the tracks that we found belong to a 2-legged beast, not a 4-legged beast, and everything else that the lads have said so far. Really, the Sphinx is quite low down on our list of suspects. In fact, it's more likely that she's being set up.
So, now we wish to have this speak with the Sphinx, you see?
She thinks for a moment and says, "Fine, all right. It sounds like you're making progress, but I can't take no action at all." She turns to Amara Dellison and Game of Thrones stabs at no. She turns to her and says, "As of this moment, this carnival's under quarantine. I don't want any of your folk going into town. I don't want any of the townsfolk coming up here. You've got 2 days to pack up your carnival. If you haven't found me an explanation by then you can leave, and I don't want to see you back in the town anymore. But right now, I'm not going to make any arrests. Just keep your people out of my town." Dellison grits her teeth, but nods.
Mrs. Dellison, actually, that's good. That works in our favour. We can reduce the amount of body flow and traffic, moving around, and it'll be easier to track down these two.
It's going to cost us a... Fine. Right now, it's more important that we clear our name. All right, we'll do this.
Thank you.
Sheriff,
Yeah.
what do you know of the shiver trade in the town?
Bloody awful, Shiver.
Yeah.
Lost a few good people to that in the town. We don't know where it's... we don't know exactly where people buy it, where it's sold. As far as I know, from some investigations that my predecessor did before he died, we think it's produced somewhere in the town, but we've never found anyone selling it. There's not a lot of users in town. A lot of users in smaller towns around here. We reckon maybe it's produced somewhere local and then sold in surrounding towns to try and divert suspicion away from the source. Anyone, you probably want to head down to the flop house if you want to find anyone who's into Shiver. That's where people usually end up.
The flop house.
Yeah, it's the only place people can sleep if they got no coin. And trust me, you get hooked on Shiver, you got no coin pretty quick.
Whereabouts is the flop house?
It's about halfway into town. It's around the corner from the Temple of Yormadai,
Oh,
actually.
yeah, I've seen it.
So that's handy.
And have you ever heard the names Kevin and Unami?
Keeneth.
Keenan.
And Unagi.
Keenan and Unami.
Keeneth and Unani.
And Egg Rami.
We have a suspicion that they...
Wasabi.
Sheriff, we have a suspicion that they are supplying people.
You just gave me about 15 names there. Is this an entire gang with names that are all vaguely similar?
No.
Keeneth
There's
and
two of them. Keenan and Unami.
Keeneth. It's Keeneth.
Keeneth.
It's definitely Keeneth. If it's wrong now.
I don't know those names myself, no. It's not something I've heard before.
Do you know anyone that
Might be
sells Shiva? Do you know any suspicions?
If
of
I knew anyone who
that's
sold Shiva, trust me, they'd be behind bars right now, or they'd be hanging from a noose.
out? Thank you, Sheriff.
Right, I've got to get this crowd back down to the town. Try and keep them away from here. Come on, everyone. Let's break it up, disperse. Nothing more to see here.
I love that guy.
The constables and the sheriff start moving the crowd out. Before she goes, the sheriff turns back to you and says, "You've got 48 hours. Make it count." She leads everyone back down to starts moving the crowd back down into town. Almara Dellison wipes her brow once they're gone. That could have gotten nasty. Things are escalating. She says the woman in there is called Sister Esrelda Woodmere. She was the town's only priestess. Apparently, she has mixed Varisian and Chelish heritage. So she's one of her parents was part of one of our people. That's why she thought she could. She'd been making noises in town about trying to broker some kind of truce. She was coming here to speak with the Sphinx.
So that's somebody else who's gone to see the Sphinx who's been murdered. And you say this acolyte, this priestess, was in fact a half-breed that was trying to broker a truce between two. Interesting, that, isn't it? Interesting.
Well, it is interesting because somebody's definitely stirring up the suspicion about the carnival in town. And the sheriff said some interesting things there about the Shiva trade, trying to divert suspicion. I think it's linked.
You recognised the robes earlier?
Yeah.
You don't strike me as a religious fella.
I'm not. But I was raised on the Church of Yomadai. My mother and father were religious themselves.
And this Church of Yomadai, right next to the flop house, very convenient. And I think maybe we can go and check them out once we have spoken to the Sphinx. We do this now, yeah?
Let's go.
Yes,
Let's go and speak to the Sphinx.
Just going to do a little bit of exposition there. We can wait. Gary's right. Yeah, we'll do a thing first, and then we'll cut. Yeah, we're in the middle of a thing. It's not right. We should wait to campfire.
Are you doing like a little?
Yeah, no. I was gonna. There was the bit in the episode where it slowed down for a little bit, and the music stopped, and you had a track camera instead of But, no, don't worry. Gary's right. Come on, Gary.
Sorry, I'm fair and patient.
Your conversations are always so cinematic, aren't they? Between Gary,
you just get a campfire out, you just start leaning on it. When I was growing up, there's just people running around behind me like,
it's been another murder. Oh God, the blood.
Just hold on a minute.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna head on in to try and speak to Sphinxy.
Cool. Travis returns and nods. All right, fellas. The Sphinx is ready for you. If you want to go and speak to Jarazana, I can take you to her trailer.
Thank you.
Good.
All right.
Let's go.
He leads you through the carnival, back through the backstage tents to where there is a large, lavishly decorated carnival trailer caravan. One that is considerably larger than some of the others. It looks like it needs probably a couple of ranks of horses to pull it, and it has a very large door on the front.
Cowgirl runs up to it and kicks the door open.
You kick the door. Make a strength check. Kicky McDoor.
Just as he goes up, M shouts out, "I hope you get this one."
6.
Bang! Straight into the door.
Oh, bloody hell! Oh,
you'll get one day.
Are you in need of some healing?
Yeah, I'm in need of some healing.
Because I might have damaged my knee.
This is good, Alec.
Thanks. No, I'm in a lot of pain, but I'm fine. You save your little static
great,
fingers for me, thanks, mate.
No problem.
Should probably knock.
You
Power
all
down.
kind of quickly cast an eye around for Michael, the guy with the backwards legs, to just see if he heard that knee pun. A little bit conscious about making them around the carnival now, but he's nowhere to be seen. So you, Travis, then kind of looks at you and walks up the steps of the carnival, takes hold of the door and opens it. It opens outwards.
I knew that. Caragor didn't know that.
He said, she's just in here, fellas. He nods. Look, my advice is be polite and just don't get too close, all right?
Aye.
Okay.
Don't get too close. All right. Thanks very much.
Yeah, survived.
Wait, before we go in, you take the lead on this one, all right?
I'm nearly dead.
Smooth the talker though. Smoother.
I mean, I'm covered in blood. And,
but she's not going to care. She just thinks.
This is okay. Your voice is part of your soul, and it sings like a musical instrument that we like to hear.
All right, we're going in.
Okay. You head into the caravan. It is sumptuously decorated with tapestries hanging from the walls. However, it is fairly dimly lit. There are only a few candles burning. As you all step into the caravan, you catch sight of something move in the shadows at the back, something very large. Stepping out into the candlelight is an enormous creature. It has the body of a lion and the upper body above that of a beautiful woman with dark flowing hair. She wears just a small slip across her breasts, and she's decorated in golden jewelry. Her tail swishes from side to side as she approaches. She towers over you. She is over 7 feet tall at the top, and the caravan shakes as she steps forward and says in a soft voice, "Well, what brings all of you into my lair?"
We have a few.
That is where we leave it for tonight. Easy, Columbo.
Literally, no sooner had I said, let